Sanju Verma, given his high popularity, do you concede that Bhupesh Baghel in Chhattisgarh has so far been running circles around the BJP? You've come up with various strategies, but the poll clearly suggests that 78% popularity. At the center there is Modi, in the state there is Baghel.
Okay, Rahul, now, you're not going to like this, but, let me address the elephant in the room. I've been on a zillion debates on your channel with you specifically, and I've enjoyed each one of them. But I clearly remember, prior to the Uttarakhand results coming out, everybody said, BJP ne 2-3 CM badle hain. Pushkar Dhami is a relatively unknown face. There is, anti-incumbency. BJP is doomed to be defeated. And what happened? While the Congress got 33.5% vote share and the BJP got 46.5% vote share, the difference in vote share was not as much. But look at the number of seats the BJP got. We got 47 seats and the Congress was reduced to 19 seats. And I'm giving the example of Uttarakhand because this was one state where every political pundit worked his or her salt actually had a nice wobbly omelette on their face for getting the analysis completely wrong. And why it will be a repeat this time in Chhattisgarh, this is not my arrogance or my overconfident speaking. I urge you, Rahul, to ask your team, and this with all humility, please ask them, because Chhattisgarh has a 31% tribal population made up largely of the Gond community, the Urao community, and the Kanwal community. Out of these 3.5 crore odd population, 31% is tribal. Now, after Draupadi Murmu became the president, what did Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary address her as? Rashtrapatni. Was there a word of condemnation from Rahul Gandhi, who tweets on everything under the sun? Was there a word of condemnation from Priyanka Vadra, who ran to Hathras screaming, Ladki hu, Lad sakti hu? The answer is no. Will you ask your team to ask the Adivasis on the ground in Chhattisgarh?
No, while you're making an issue of this, he also said because he comes from West Bengal, it is a slip of tongue. Hindi isn't his first language. No, you can make your point very quickly. You're going back to we're focusing not on rhetoric but on data. You're going back to a very old controversy for which he's apologized and said that Hindi wasn't his first language.
What's wrong with you, Rahul? What's wrong with you? Is my FOE not important to you? Let me finish.
Of course it is. You've spoken is the point I'm making. Go on.
Okay, let me finish. I think I've given more data on your show than anybody else has because data is my strong point. Having said that, you might think what Sanju Verma is saying is rhetoric, but I humbly disagree. Please ask your team to ask the Adivasis on the ground in Chhattisgarh why the women Tendu leads, pluckers, have not been given their bonus for the last 5 years. Please ask the people on the ground that Bhupesh Baghel, who went tom-tomming around saying, "Yahan par pura liquor ban hoga," is involved in a 2,600 crore liquor scam. Please wait now. He said he would establish 200 food parks. Bhupesh Baghel has not opened even one food park.
Let Radhika Khera respond. I also want to move to the second part of the poll. So let Radhika respond that you've got Bhupesh Baghel versus the might of the BJP election machine. They are throwing everything they've got at trying to wrest the Chhattisgarh state from the Congress and from Bhupesh Baghel. Radhika, very quickly.
Let me give the appointed reply to the BJP spokesperson here. She talked about new faces like Mr. Sahu, who is very popular in Chhattisgarh. Ma'am, you're also forgetting in the last 5 years, there were 3 by-elections that took place in Chhattisgarh and you were decimated in all of them. The Congress won all 3 of them in thumping victories. When you talk about the Adivasis, the STs and the SCs in the state, you're forgetting that it is your governor who sat on the reservation bill, which we have been requesting to clear. But your governor sat on the bill, she was removed. Now another governor is there, he is also sitting on the bill and you refuse to pass their reservation. Ma'am, I did not speak in
Radhika, go on.
Kindly listen to me. I'm sorry, I don't believe in a shouting match. Let me complete. That's coming back to the double engine Sarkar. We saw what happened to the double engine Sarkar in Karnataka. We even had the Home Minister going and asking for votes and saying, agar aap yahan pe vote Congress ko denge, to yahan pe dange ho jayenge. We saw what the people of Karnataka gave to the double engine Sarkar and Modi ji as the face of Karnataka. Same thing happened in Himachal Pradesh, which is the home state of the national president of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Again, BJP was decimated over there and the people have given their reply to the double engine Sarkar, to JP Nadda's face, and there, like you said, that he's the face and he's going to decide who the chief minister is. Coming back to Chhattisgarh, I will again repeat, the Congress party under the leadership of Shri Bhupesh Baghel ji has done immensely good work in Chhattisgarh, whether it is the schools, the Atmanan government schools, which are only Hindi-speaking schools, are now English schools. And you have people removing their children from public schools and private schools and putting them into the government school because the education is extremely good over there with state-of-art technology. Unemployment, the data is not being provided by me, and the data is not from Mr. Amit Malviya's fake WhatsApp factory. It is the data given by the government, the national government, and they have said that the Congress-ruled Chhattisgarh has the least number of unemployment. When it comes to awards, again I will repeat, we have received over 60 awards in the last 5 years. That again, by the central government. We are not the ones giving the awards to ourselves. Please ask Mr. Modi why is he giving us awards for every
so we're out of time for Chhattisgarh. Here's what I wish to say in conclusion of the poll on Chhattisgarh, which is to say that at this moment with 78% popularity ratings, 78% thinking Bhupesh Baghel is doing a good job, the chances of Bhupesh Baghel and the Congress winning are higher than that of the BJP winning. Though the Congress is coming down from its record highs. Remember, the number of seats and votes the Congress got in the last elections. 43% of the votes, 68 seats. No party has won that since Chhattisgarh was formed. Typically, the Congress used to get 36, 38, 40. That was their vote range. The BJP's vote range was 39, 41, 40. So that was their vote range. Nobody had picked up 43% vote, 68 seats. That was historic. So from there, they're coming down, but still in pole position to form the next government in the state of Chhattisgarh. Remember, on the political stock exchange, C-Voter and Yashwant's team of analysts every week ask questions which are specific to the news, something that's happened. They ask a few tracker questions around that. This week, it is Ramesh Bidhuri, whose language in Parliament was in the news. So let's take our viewers through what people think in the political stock exchange questions on La Affaire Bidhuri. What's the opinion on Ramesh Bidhuri's abusive language in Parliament? 65% of the overall voters think this is completely unacceptable. 15% say somewhat unacceptable, but 65% saying completely unacceptable. And what's important is that even amongst the NDA voters, 58% of NDA voters, that's almost 6 out of 10 NDA voters think what Bidhuri said was unacceptable. Should the MP from Delhi issue an apology? 73% of the overall respondents think that Bidhuri needs to issue an unqualified apology. 13% say he shouldn't issue an apology. But as you can see, 73% of the respondents are calling for an unqualified apology. Even amongst those, 67% of NDA voters are wanting Bidhuri to apologize. Should there be stricter consequences on MPs like Bidhuri? 76% of overall respondents and 68% of NDA respondents want strict consequences for the use of foul language against MPs like Bidhuri. What action should have been taken? Should he have been immediately suspended? 54% of the respondents in the C-Voter poll say he should have been suspended. 27% say he should have been given a warning, which is what he was done. 11% say he should have been fined. 4% say no action. But even amongst NDA voters, 47% want him to be immediately suspended, which even at this moment he hasn't been. And what's worse is that he's actually been promoted in a way by being given charge of Rajasthan. I'm told that Sanju Verma has just left this broadcast, so I won't be able to get you her perspective on the Ramesh Bidhuri matter. But I want to go across to Yashwant Deshmukh, because even amongst BJP voters, it's very clear, Yashwant, that there's a very strong sentiment that what Bidhuri did was wrong.
Absolutely, Rahul, and I think these are the matters, these are the issues which tell us that no matter how hard the political polarization is in this country, there are issues and the matters which go beyond political ideologies and political positionings, because that's what makes India what India is. Because you see, just before a week back, I think we discussed the poll or the Indian numbers on the Khalistan issue, and we saw that even in that particular poll, across the party line, there was a strong reaction in the same direction. And I guess that this happens to be a second back-to-back issue or mapping poll in that way, that we actually see, regardless of the political affinity, regardless of which side of the political side people are standing, they are just saying loud and clear, this is unacceptable, and the person either should apologize unconditionally or face the consequences, and there should be, serious consequences of this kind of
Amitabh
behavior.
Tiwari.